extremely honored to welcome you here today to yet another activity to mark the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court's 50th anniversary. On the 27th of February 1967, the court opened its doors to the citizens of the OECS member states and territories to become the institution responsible for providing access to a system of justice that was accountable and independent and administered by officers in a prompt, fair, efficient, and effective manner. This would be the mission statement that would drive the court for years to come. It is now 50 years later, and the court is still thriving, working each day to provide an accountable system of justice under the leadership of Her Ladyship, the Honorable Dame Janice Pereira, our current Chief Justice, who follows a long line of Chief Justices, including Sir Alan Lewis, who was the first Chief Justice of the court, and Sir Vincent Flosac, both sons of St. Lucia. At the start of 2016, Dame Janice insisted that the 50th anniversary of the court should not pass without all the pomp and frills that it rightly deserves. Her Ladyship gave us the mandate to come up with commemorative activities and ensure that all the member states and territories were on board with the vision that she had befitting the court for its 50th anniversary. Among these scheduled activities was this exhibition, as well as exhibitions in Antigua, which was held in February 2017, which would coincide with the opening of the law year in 2017, in September 2017. Unfortunately, although already set up, the exhibition in Dominica was never open to the public due to the passage of Hurricane Maria. We are therefore honored to present this week's exhibition in St. Lucia for public viewing. For the next 5 days, we will, by way of exhibits, provide the public with an insight into the court and the intricate workings of its various departments and processes. This week, we also pay homage to the late, the Right Honorable Sir Vincent Flosac, former Chief Justice, as we catch but a glimpse into the life of this legal luminary. I would like to extend heartfelt thanks to his daughters, Brenda and Heather, for sharing with us their father's prized legal insignia, including Sir Vincent's judicial robe and wig. We are also very excited to have partnered with 2 other regional organizations, the OECS Commission and ECTEL, as well as the St. Lucia Diabetes Association and the National Association of Library and Information Professionals. We are extremely thankful that you accepted our invitation to be a part of this exhibition to share the knowledge of your organizations with the people of St. Lucia. During the course of the week, we expect visits from a number of students who have already scheduled their visits, and no doubt a few more who are expected to be present. I cannot stress how great an opportunity it is for visitors, especially students, to benefit from the wealth of knowledge which can be found in this room. I can't help but think of how fortunate I would have been as a student to be in a setting like this, even if it was to catch but a glimpse of what this justice system was that I had heard so much about but knew so little of, or even to have an opportunity to know a bit more about any of the organizations who have partnered with the court to host this exhibition. So today, in the spirit of celebrating the past and embracing the future, I take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you to this celebratory exhibition to mark the 50th anniversary of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. I thank you all for not only taking the time to be here with us this morning, but also for indulging me for the past brief moments. I do hope that you will enjoy what we have in store, and when you have left here, that you will spread the word to others so that many more persons can share in the benefit of this milestone. Welcome.
It's a great pleasure being invited here this morning in the capacity of the President of the OECS Bar Association to say a few brief remarks as the court continues to celebrate the 50th anniversary under the theme, Celebrating the Future, Embracing celebrating the past, embracing the future. This exhibition continues the thrust of the OECS Bar Association in setting up continuing legal education. Those of you who have heard me speak during the course of the continued celebrations of the courts must be saying, here he goes again, talking about continuing education. But we believe you can't overemphasize the value and importance of continuing education. Continuing education is needed for court officers, the lawyers, and judiciary. But I think most importantly now, it's needed for the public. And while it sharpens our minds, it keeps us abreast of the law, the public also has to have a general understanding of the law, understand the workings of the judiciary and workings of lawyers. I believe it is through the understanding of the workings of the law officers that we as a people can have an appreciation of the law, lawyers, and indeed the judiciary. It must be remembered that without a judiciary, or indeed a functioning judiciary, or judiciary at all, there will be no democracy, there will be no freedoms and rights that we currently enjoy. The courts, our courts, has never shied away from protecting the rights and freedoms of our people, even when trampled upon by governments. The court is and remains the guardian of the rule of law and indeed the Constitution. We at the OECS bar level and indeed through our constituent bar associations have been organizing law weeks as part of our continuing education drive to educate the public, educate us, the lawyers, of the current trends and indeed the workings of the judiciary. The courts and indeed the lawyers, our bar associations have much more work to do in educating the public. But this exhibition this morning is yet another great opportunity to showcase the public some of the workings of the courts and indeed some of the achievements of the courts. So I ask you, while you here this morning are generally lawyers and persons who may be familiar with the workings of the judiciary, I think this is really for the public. And I see the media is here this morning, and I invite the public over the next 5 days to please attend this exhibition and get acquainted with the law, get acquainted with the judiciary and the workings of the law. Thank you.
This is actually my first public address since several of our Caribbean islands, including the court's member states and territories of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Commonwealth of Dominica, and the Virgin Islands, were severely impacted by two catastrophic hurricanes. Hurricanes Irma and Maria not only destroyed the physical infrastructure of the islands in their path, but sadly, they also resulted in the loss of life of many of our Caribbean neighbors. And so, on behalf of the Justices of Appeal, the High Court judges, masters and staff of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, and on my own behalf, I extend my deepest condolences to the family and friends and loved ones of those who tragically lost their lives as a result of these deadly storms. I also take this opportunity to reiterate the court's support to the countries across the Caribbean region affected by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. I think also amongst us this morning is Justice Charles Clark, who is a High Court judge assigned to the Commonwealth of Dominica, dislocated by Hurricane Maria. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court stands in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in the member states and territories crippled by these hurricanes. We will continue to make every effort to assist in bringing some normalcy to the lives of those affected. It was a difficult decision to continue with the activities to celebrate the court's 50th anniversary in light of the disasters that have faced our region in the last few weeks. However, I am reminded of the resilient nature of the people of our region and their ability to rise from adversity and thrive in the most trying circumstances. Indeed, we have seen that the best in us come out, and even though there are a few that display the worst in us, the best in us shines through.
The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court is an example of the power of the people of our region and a demonstration of all that we can achieve when we work together. The court, styled the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, marked its 50 years of existence on the 27th of February 2017, a milestone achievement. So we feel obliged, notwithstanding the setbacks encountered through the forces of nature, to continue to commemorate this achievement. Today we launched this exhibition at the Castries City Hall in partnership with our sister organizations, the OECS Commission and ECTEL, and the St. Lucia Diabetes and Hypertensive Association, to showcase the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. The exhibition is spearheaded by the headquarters of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court to observe the court's 50th anniversary. Over the years, we have found that many of our citizens across the OECS region know very little about the court, a sad reality when we are here to serve those very citizens. In light of this, a number of the court's celebratory activities have been focused around raising awareness of the court and its role in society. This exhibition is meant to continue this focus by providing a visual showcase of the court's history, the operations of the court's headquarters in St. Lucia, and the various high courts throughout the court's member states and territories, and the overall role that the court plays in the administration of justice in the OECS sub-region. The exhibition will run for the entire week from 9 to 4:30 p.m. and I invite everyone to take some time out of their busy schedules this week to have a stroll around the exhibition room in the City Hall. This is a unique opportunity to fully appreciate this remarkable institution, which has for the last 50 years diligently served the citizens of the Eastern Caribbean. We have a showcase of all of the past Chief Justices of the court, as well as a special corner dedicated to the late Sir Vincent Flosac, former Chief Justice, a judicial luminary and son of the soil of St. Lucia. We also feature the high courts of some of the court's other member states and territories. I would also like to invite you to view the section dedicated to our court's website, where one can find all the recent judgments of the court, as well as digests of the Court of Appeal sittings. There will also be an opportunity to have a live tutorial on navigating the court's website. Members of the staff of the headquarters will be present throughout the week to field any questions you may have and provide further information on the website and on the court in general. Our partner organizations, the OECS Commission, ECTEL, and the St. Lucia Diabetes and Hypertensive Association, all have displays and interactive sessions in which I also encourage all of you to participate during this week. We also have 50th anniversary memorabilia for purchase, proceeds from which will go to the Red Cross and will aid in the relief efforts in those islands devastated by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. I would therefore encourage you to lend your support. It is my hope that this exhibition will be an enriching learning experience for all of you. I also hope that you will continue to give support to the work of the court as the institution continues to serve you for the next 50 years and beyond. Thank you.